Huh. Welcome to the stream, though. Happy Tuesday. Fata Morgana Tuesday. We took technically a week off of Fata Morgana. We didn't stream Fata Morgana last Friday. So it's exactly... I don't know how the math works. 6 or 7 days since the last Fata Morgana stream. So we had a brief reprieve from the tragedy, the sadness. But we are so back. We have to be so back. Fata Morgana Tuesday. Recap. Even tougher of a recap because we're even further away from the last stream. Let's see. So, I think we joined Mikkel basically making his way to the outcast mansion where his brothers sent him away to the basically hide from his dad, allegedly. That I start this recap and that feels like that was like 2 weeks ago, but I'm gonna chalk that up to my own inability to keep track of time, and also the very nature of the story, how it folds over on itself many times over. That's just how it works. So Mikkel, we saw Mikkel have the bad family time. Now we see Mikkel go to the mansion, escaping from his dad who planned on killing him, allegedly. Brothers sent him away. This is a great plan. Once our dad dies, we'll call you back, and everything will be hunky-dory. We basically get then the meeting and the origins of Morgana. Morgana allegedly, I'm saying allegedly a lot, but you know, we're just unreliable narratives or narrators probably all abound. But the skeleton of Morgana that Mikkel at one point I think mentions, like, oh, this must be someone who was also outcast because they were trapped here in this tower thing and just left to die or whatever. And then at some point we get then, you know, sad Mikkel having to spend years and years at this place, feeling bad about himself. Then the voice of Morgana enters his head and they pair up basically that way. Morgana being like, oh, life did me wrong, I can see life did you wrong, we should hang out and be friends, basically, but have like a really toxic relationship. At some point Mikkel gets like a care package, and in the care package sent from his family there's a letter from his mom that's a really ignorant like letter. His mom wrote that she was like, oh, I know at some point you're going to realize that you were doing this wrong and you're my beautiful daughter, yada yada yada. And then she's like, I also had George's paint a picture of Mikkel, of my Michelle that I remember, if Michelle were to grow up like the woman that she is, and this is how you would look right now, wouldn't that be great? Feminine, her daughter. Obviously and justifiably, Mikkel gets pissed at the mom, but feels more betrayed by Georges in that moment. Like, why the hell? Like, we left on what seemed like good terms. I didn't reveal to you that your wife sucks ass, and yet you do this painting thing for your mom, apparently, if we're to believe the letter. For me, like, that seems like shit. That seems like shit from a butt. Editors, or, you know, narrators, readers note, I should say, me note. Something seems fishy about the whole situation. I'm willing, maybe unfairly, I'm willing to give Georges the benefit of the doubt. I think there must be something at play here. Something's not right. Either lies are being fed, or something's being portrayed in a way it shouldn't be, but I digress. Maybe he just does suck. Who fucking knows? It's been years at this point. We don't know what's happening on the other side. Maybe soon in the story, the next backstory we're going to get is from the point of view of the people that stayed back there. Whether it be the mom, the dad, one of the two brothers, Amy. We might get their perspective at some point. I don't know. Maybe? I don't know. I don't know where we go from here. I digress. And so then Mikkel hears Morgana in his head and tells him to visit her in the Watchtower place. I guess maybe originally Mikkel didn't hear Morgana. He just saw the skeleton, and he was like, oh, that person must have had a bad life. And now now that the painting thing occurred, I think I'm getting this timeline correctly, where then he hears his voice, and Morgana's voice is in his head, and it's like, oh, come to me, come visit me. And he's like, where am I hearing that? Where are you? And he's like, the only place you saw a skeleton, of course. And he's like, okay, or something. And then she's like, basically, I can tell you're pissed. I will allow you to curse anyone you want, not just one person. I can do the whole lot of them. Your whole family sucks. I'll give you a discount family curse, basically. I'll fucking make their life suck. I'll kill them, maybe. I don't remember exactly what she entails as a curse, but she's like, these people you hate, I got you. I got you, and I can place curses. And after some thought, Mikkel, like, bites his lip, and he's like, no, that's not the high road. That's not the right thing to do. I'm the better person. Basically, I would be no better of a person if I was to just sick curses upon these people that I absolutely detest. And Morgana's like, oh, you're gonna probably come to regret this decision, but okay, I can't do anything about it. I'll just fucking annoy you to no end and keep telling you that you have this option. So then, like I said, the Morgana voice is in his head and just constantly nagging at him. And, like, Morgana drives Mikkel insane. Again, understandable. You have this voice in your head constantly being like, oh, life sucks. This sucks. They treated you bad. And Mikkel's like, stop, please. I'm trying to, like, I'm already being sentenced here by myself. And I've already decided I'm not going to curse my family, even though they fucking suck. Right? So then, of course, the Morgana voice wants revenge. Her life sucked. She partly sees she could probably help Mikkel as well. Again, it's just a voice. We don't know if this is 100% just in the mind of Mikkel, if there's some supernatural thing to this. Who fucking knows how this is being portrayed? I don't know. We basically then just speedrun Giselle being sent to the mansion. We see, again, the sequence of events that we've seen a couple times now. The two of them getting closer, coming to understand each other, really falling for each other, despite him trying to, like, push her away for his reasons that he had, and her trying to get close to him for the reason she had. We've been over this ground before. Then Mikkel then says some point, now that he has Giselle, I almost said Mizelle, Morgana, Mikkel, Giselle. Mikkel then says to the voice in his head, Morgana, that basically, because I want to be happy and I now have Giselle to accompany me, like, I don't need you in my head anymore. Like, I don't need you. I've got an actual person, and she is uber attractive, and she likes me for me, and she doesn't know my history or my backstory, so she doesn't think I'm a fucking freak. I don't need this weird voice in my head. And so he's like, Morgana, go away. And she's like, okay, you're gonna regret this again. Then at some point, Ugly Speckles MK2 happened. Then they get more and more closer. We saw them, like, get really close, if you know what I mean. Then we get to the storming guard people, a scene that we had seen before, but for some reason I forgot happened in the past and we had already seen. So for a second, in my stupidity, I was like, oh cool, now we get to see them go back to the Bollinger estate and see what happens. And then I'm like, wait. Inexplicably, I just forget, like, a thing that had already transpired. I forgot that that happened. So then the storming guard people come. You know, we get the scene where Mikkel's like, I'm gonna protect you, Giselle, you stay in this watchtower, lock the door, I'll protect you. The added, it's basically, I think we've seen this scene now like a third time, which makes it much more incredible that I forgot that this happened. But it's no less tragic the third time over. I hope we see it a fourth time. Maybe I'll forget it happens again. Who knows? But the last bit is that the added reveal here is that the guards being sent to go take out Mikkel is led by Didier, the older brother, who last we saw, we thought Mikhail thought, we thought, the readers, we thought everything was chill and cool between them two. Like, the plan was that, hey, we would come back once our dad is gone. So, like, what the fuck happened or changed? We don't know. What happened in the years at the Bollinger estate that transpired between all of this? Who poisoned the well? Did the mom sick this to happen? Was something lied about? Was the added factor of Giselle some kind of driving force? Because we know Giselle left the Bollinger estate on bad terms for reasons that's not her fault. What happened with George? What happened with the painting? What happened in the years? Because we were told it was been years at this point. What the fuck happened, basically? Very sad. Mikhail goes down. He gets speared or sworded or something, and then I think that's basically where we ended. I can't stress enough, I can't believe that I forgot that that was what happened, and they didn't all happily go to the Bollinger estate. But again, in the moment, I think I explained it well. Like I said, everything is folding over on itself so often, and we read different parts at different stretches, and like, then some things happen, and then we revisit certain stretches in the timeline, and like, my mind, I'm like hit with tragedy, and I'm sad, and then I'm like, oh fuck, I forgot this sad bit, and then it's whatever. Hilarity on this channel. So now it's time to read. Let's try to read a bit. Deep breaths. And so, but I was really wondering, because I was like, well, we're going to read Fata Morgana tonight. I was, through the day, I was like, where do we go from here? Because Mikhail dies here. So where does the story go? Obviously, we see a lot of, like, backstory stuff. So, and we've already well-worn grounds of Giselle. We did Morgana. Where do we go? And my mind keeps, I don't know how they would actually spin it, but my head goes to, it's got to be someone at the Bollinger estate, right? And we see what transpired over the years. Like, my brain goes, oh, we just saw Didier kill Mikhail / Michelle. But do we like from a pure storytelling point, do we want to occupy the brain of Didier? Do we really care about him? Do we like him as like a pilot? Does that make sense? Like, do we care about him that much? I don't know. It would reveal a lot, maybe. But do I care about him? I don't know. We'll probably soon find out if I just hit X. And so, my life came to an end. But that wasn't the end of the story. What if this was the finale stream of Fata Morgana? I just didn't know. No, I think we still have a ways to go. I don't know if what comes next could be called my story, but memories of these events linger in my soul. After being pierced by Didier's blade, I found myself looking down upon my own corpse. How could I have ever imagined that I would be made to witness my own misery even in death? I watched as my eldest brother dragged me to the place of my crucifixion, and my soul, evidently still bound to my flesh, was dragged along with it against my will down to the nearby village. Oh, this is not great. Oh, this is the backdrop from the weird village with the creepy guy and the tax evaders. I recognize this backdrop anywhere. It's just multicolored. The knights have returned from their holy quest. Oh, how we've awaited your arrival. How glorious it is to see you. Waiting for us there was a cluster of villagers. A large cross lay on the ground in the center of the square. Holding torches, they formed a crowd around the knights, several of them familiar faces. The men who had come to ransack the mansion were standing there, staring at my body in awe. Amade? Oh, it's fucking... is that the weird, creepy old guy? Was that his name? It's been a while. I'm pretty sure Amade. I think this was the shitty guy. Fake nice old man. who was like, oh, I could have children with you. Damn. To, back when, Giselle was struggling. I think that's what this is. I don't know why. It's funny if I'm just mistaken. Ah, the Lord's judgment has been delivered unto the witch of the cursed mansion by his holy servants. No longer shall we live in fear of the curse befalling us. Eternal peace is assured. We have assembled all the tools you need to execute your divine mission. A cross befitting of such a heinous sinner. That witch threatened to curse us, sullied our pure ears with its blasphemy. I had done no such thing. I hadn't cursed anyone. I'd merely been defending myself. They had been armed and outnumbered me, so I had said what was necessary to chase them off. Our poor harvest and our suffering at the hands of the greedy Lord were all the work of the witch. Why then were they acting like I was at fault? Why was I the sinner, and why did I need to be judged? My soul trembled at the overwhelming fervor consuming the crowd, their zealous desire to see judgment cast. So I prayed. I asked God to grant me the smallest of miracles, to let my voice reach my brother who carried my body. Please don't do this, Didier. Please, hear my voice. You know me better than that. You know I've done nothing wrong. Those men smirking at the sight of my body, they're the ones putting the blame for their sins on me. Please, tell me you, at least, don't think I did those things. Don't put me on that cross. If it was Mother who sold me out to the church, then surely you can give me a respectable burial. The nails and rope for the crucifixion are here. We would have you, O knight, deliver the Lord's judgment unto this vile witch. I'm adding a bit of a voice to this older man. Didier, why do you say nothing? Why do you accept the tools this man presents you? Tools meant to punish me. Tell me, Didier. Crucifixion! Crucify it! Crucify the witch! Everyone gets the same voice. All of the villagers. My brother lowered my corpse to the ground and began removing my clothing. And in that very moment, I realized the purpose of hanging someone from a cross. Overwhelmed by hopelessness, tears streamed down my face. Please, anything but that. I'm begging you. Don't expose me to these people. Don't expose my body, Didier. I'm begging you. Don't do it. Oh, this sucks so bad. Sucks. But of course, my voice had no way of reaching him, and he proceeded to remove my clothing piece by piece, until I was left fully nude. For a brief moment, an unpleasant silence spread through the crowd. The erratic cackling of their torches was the only sound that could be heard in the square. And then, with a mocking laugh, one man spoke. Ah, so there it is, the devilish creature. Don't look at me, please, look away. Or just get it over with, and burn me now. Burn my body, please. I thought we were gonna move to a different person's story and perspective, but no, we get this just gruesome, like, torturing crucifixion. One simple thing was all I was missing. I had a frame like a man. I lacked breast of a woman. Breasts, plural. My hurt was male. I know it, dude. It does just keep going. Much to my dismay. No reprieve. I was in love with a woman. You sold your soul to the devil, and this is what you became. This frightful, reprehensible creature. To dare defile the sacred body God blessed you with. Was that what people really thought of me? Was there no way to make them understand? Could they not possibly imagine how miserable it was to live in a body that didn't fit the shape of your soul? Was there no way to get through to them, even the slightest bit, that all I wanted was to be what I felt I was? Was that really so heinous a crime? Please, Didier, stop this. Don't humiliate me any further. Please, just let me depart this world in peace. Carry my body away from this place. That's all I ask. And if you can't do that, then at least burn me instead. Didier. Didier. He then placed my body upon the cross, bound my arms together at the wrists with rope. Don't like that sound effect. And then drove a nail through my palms. I couldn't look away. I tried to close my eyes, but I couldn't. My vision remained perfectly clear despite the constant stream of tears. When he was finished attaching my body to the cross, he and several other knights lifted it off the ground. planting it in the center of the village square. Man, with the flowing hair and all, though, the imagery is gonna look on point. The villagers showered the knights with their praise and gratitude. Not for lack of trying, I was unable to get away from the cross. My soul was trapped there along with my body. Today it didn't say a word the entire time. After a full day hanging there, grotesque blackish splotches began appearing on my lower body. Everyone who saw it grimaced in disgust. The knights, Didier included, had long since taken their leave, leaving my soul behind, curled up at the base of the cross. A constant stream of tears ran down my face. Despite all my prayers, I remained bound to that place, left to rot on the cross with my body. Passers-by threw rocks or spat on me. Children laughed. A mother warned her daughter to always obey God's teachings. By 48 hours, black-feathered birds and maggots had appeared to devour my rotting flesh. Can we not do this? Please? I couldn't imagine any less pleasant a sight than my own body decaying in the sunlight, exposed for all to see. A group of children assembled in the square not far from the cross, and soon after, a competition began to see who could take down the evil witch. They gathered all the rocks they could find and started throwing them at my corpse as hard as they could. The stones ripped through my decomposing flesh, exposing bits of bone. Eventually, they settled on a winner, the one who had torn off the most flesh, and went on their way. And when they were gone, the birds flocked in to take their place. The third day and night came and went, and at sunrise on the fourth day, I received a visitor. "Watch your step, madam. The crucifix is this way." Oh, we got a mystery. We got 3 question marks, person. After everything I had been through, I thought nothing more could possibly affect me. I had sunk as far down into the abyss as I could go. However, oh my god, if this is fucking, Amy? What's her net face? Amy? If this is her, I'm gonna be so pissed. I'm gonna be so pissed. I'm envisioning it now. I'm envisioning how pissed I will be. If it's her, the way this already the text is. Oh, I hope it's not. I hope it's someone new. Don't do this to me, game. Don't do it. I don't know why I think it's gonna do it. Oh no, it's the mom. Oh, it's even worse, maybe. Oh, why did I not think of the mom? Actually, in the tier list, I think I would rather have the mom be than Amy, because Amy is just bad. Mother? I knew it was her instantly. She was older and bonier than I remembered. She had bags under her eyes so dark they looked like bruises. Her once lustrous blonde hair had faded almost white. But I would always recognize my own mother. "What are you doing here, Mother?" "Father." In the 13 years since I had last heard Mother's voice, God, 13 years! It had grown raspy and weak, but there were still distinct traces in it of the woman who had raised me, who had stayed at my bedside when I was sick. Though I lacked a physical body, I still felt a deep, piercing chill at the sound of her voice. "Father, this is not my daughter. I did not birth this accursed thing. No. No, no, no. No, I am her victim. For years I suffered at the hands of this witch. She stole my daughter from me, tormenting me, endlessly tormenting me, trying to ruin me. A demon. You're a demon. Mother, I despise you, you foul, hellish monster. I loved you. You took everything from me. I could never bring myself to hate my birth mother. I feel nothing but revulsion for you. I loved you. An eternity in the fires of hell would be too good for you. I often disagreed with the things you said and did, but I still remember the feeling of your hand in mine as I lay sick in bed. I have absolutely no relation to this demon. I kept writing you letters, kept pretending to be a girl for you, because I didn't want to hurt you. This is not my daughter. I couldn't stand doing it. Whenever I sat down to write one, I came out a horrible wreck, even worse off than before. But even so, Send this monster straight to hell. I didn't want to break you, Mother. I didn't want to push you any further off the edge. Quickly, set me free of this accursed thing. But I suppose I still did end up breaking you. Please, be at ease, madam. The Lord has heard your prayers. He wants you to cast the demon into the cleansing fires. He wants you to show him that, as you say, you have no relation to this unholy thrall. Gladly. Gladly. I'll gladly send this vile creature to the deepest pits of hell with my own 2 hands. Pleasant. Her eyes swirling with every hateful emotion imaginable, Mother took the torch from the priest and tossed it into the pile of straw spread around the base of the cross. The flame crackled as it spread upward, consuming my body and filling the square with the putrid stench of burning flesh. Through the cloud of smoke, I could see a faint smile on Mother's lips. Mother, I'm so sorry. You had to give birth to me. When the inferno had devoured everything and the cross itself came crumbling down, my soul was finally released from that place. Or rather, suppose it more shattered. The things I saw, the things I was made to watch, were harrowing. Morgana had been right. The anguish that came after knowing happiness was much greater than anything I'd felt before. It eroded my spirit, drained me of the willpower to bear the sight of the world after death. But rather than give in to hatred like Morgana had, I despaired of myself. I didn't curse. It's tough. I wonder how many times I could have gotten away with that. I didn't curse or bear a grudge against anyone. I prayed for my own extinguishment. My soul began to crumble, neither ascending to heaven nor falling to hell, but fading into darkness everlasting. My fingers were the first to go, then my eyes and then my mouth. All sound vanished into nothingness. My beating heart, and all the emotions that had once taken root within it, scattered like leaves upon the wind. My soul completely, wholly decomposed. I couldn't stand to allow my soul to return to the living world, no matter what it might take residence in. Some length of time later, I began to hear a sound muffled and indistinct. No longer human in form, I had no ears to speak of, but the sound gradually increased in volume. It was a voice. Where are you, Mikhail? What are you doing? I'm still praying. I'm still wishing for you to appear before me. Forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. I've been praying for so long, I don't even know how long it's been. Before you left, you said you were going to pray too. You said you hoped we could meet again in another life. I'm not misremembering, am I? Mikhail, come back to me soon. As if drawn in by the sound of that voice, bit by bit, I began regaining some of what I had lost. But it took an incredibly long time. My body and soul had been ground to dust. I'd rejected myself, scattered it into the void. It would take several lifetimes to find and reassemble all those pieces. Mikhail, all I can remember about you is your name, your glossy white skin, your fiery red eyes, and your snow-colored hair. Nothing else. I thought my mind, my body, my spirit, and my heart had all been eradicated. But every time I heard that voice, I thought, I must return. Well, thought is perhaps inaccurate. It was not so much a conscious idea as an instinctive force. The voice slowly buried the overwhelming pain I'd suffered in both life and death. I began to search for the source of that quiet, constant whisper echoing in the emptiness, chasing after that tiny fleck of light, the one thing in the world that seemed to desire my presence. Mikhail, I'm no longer the girl I once was. I built a thick cocoon around myself, a cocoon I can't break free of. My own protective shell is devouring me. I'm waiting for you, Mikhail, waiting for you inside my shell, always waiting. Will you be able to recognize the person I become? Please, Mikhail, get me out of here. At long last, I found the ray of light I sought, and I had an absolute certainty that if I followed it, I'd reach the source of the voice. I had to find them. I had to set them free. I desperately had to give back to them what they had given to me, and that sense of purpose is what set me back into motion. But the void was so expansive, so endlessly deep, that reaching the end of the trail of light was no easy task. Struggling to follow it to its source wore my barely held together soul thin until it crumbled apart once more. Again and again I lost myself, Can't account for much of my time chasing after that light. The gaps in my memory are large and frequent. Nevertheless, after countless cycles of breaking down and reassembling myself, after hundreds of years of wandering, I finally found my way back to that mansion. Yeah. And when the two of us had our long-awaited reunion, neither of us were our old selves any longer. In my endeavor to return, I'd worn my soul down to almost nothing. I was but a vague shadow, completely devoid of memories. And that was the beginning. We met each other anew, lost and broken, devoid of life. The darkness here reminds me of my time in the void, of the despair that filled my shattered soul as it sunk into the endless abyss, of the emptiness I felt as my body crumbled and faded into nothing. Mikkel, the poor soul who was named for an angel and born with a curse, made to bear an unfairly cruel fate. I am the only one who sympathizes with you, the only one who understands your pain, the only one willing to help you. I'm sure you're not feeling particularly fond of me right now. Not after I made you relive the past you so wanted to forget. Every moment of that despair. Not after I revealed your every last secret to the woman you love. But you must face the truth, my dear. You put your life, your very soul, on the line for this woman. And even she would not accept you. But as I've said before, that's the normal response. She's no worse than anyone else for it. You simply aren't something people can accept. You believe that even if your family wouldn't, that even if your dear brothers wouldn't, Giselle would be able to accept you for you. That she alone was different. That she alone was special. That she alone wanted you in her life. That she alone would extend her hand for you. You never doubted that, did you? But Mikkel, hope exists to be crushed. And the stronger you cling to that hope, the more you have to lose. You can hear that, can't you? Her mocking you, scorning you, rejecting everything that defines you. The revulsion in her voice. This is the woman you fought so hard to get back. Listen to it, my dear. Focus on her voice. Disgusting. Disgusting! Imagine Gordon Ramsay saying this. Gordon Ramsay when he eats a frozen piece of chicken or something. Stop, please. I don't want to hear it anymore. Make it stop. Can you blame her, though? For hundreds of years she waited, trusting you. And you came back to her a woman, more than once. If you think about it, you betrayed her first. No, stop. Don't. I didn't. Tell me, what was it like? How did it feel to be born and live as a woman? You spent your life insisting you weren't a woman, and yet your soul chose a female body to return in. All those gaps in your memory were from your lives as the white-haired girl. First there was the kind, mild-mannered, flaxen-haired boy. Take a shot. You, a woman, and he, a man, were joined in love. And then there was the deranged man-beast. You definitely didn't forget the man-beast, did you? Bestia? The middleman? You don't remember him? It's kind of forgettable. By exposing your female body to him, you were able to temporarily contain his madness. And finally, there was a man obsessed with money and power. You were his wife, ever faithful, waiting patiently for him to remember his love. You put your faith in the wrong person's love. How can you expect her not to be disgusted? She was forced to watch again and again as the man she loved was reborn as a woman and had relations with other men. Honestly, we can all forget the man-beast. That's what I'm saying. Dude, the man-beast man, I'll stick by it. The least impactful story to me. In the moment, there were some interesting things, but to me, was the weakest noodle, the floppiest noodle of the trio of stories. And then when Mikhail had to go and collect the keys from like the shadow versions of those 3 people, hilariously, after getting the first one, after getting the first key, then we go to get the second key, and the guy just goes, you know what? I don't even care anymore. Just take the fucking key. Like, it was like, this guy, best friendia to you and I, no one cares about him. Weak. And I'm only half joking through my dismissiveness. So she was forced to watch him again and again as a man she loved, was reborn as a woman, and had relations with other men. Would you like to know what you're doing right this moment, Mikhail? You're crying. Crying as you have done so many times before. Those tears, they wash away your dignity. Would you also like to know how you look right now, Mikhail? You've reverted to your final moments, both in body and in heart. Take a look at yourself, my dear. Your body, incomplete, only partially male. The wound still fresh and raw, pierced by your brother, whom you trusted completely, and the knights whose ranks you dreamed of joining. Even now, your blood still flows from those wounds. They will never heal, not so long as you remain yourself. I am actually, we mentioned it before, but I'm very curious, like, percentage-wise, like, how far I might be through with this story. Unless that's a spoiler somehow. There's always, like, the chance that, like, being told, like, oh, you're, like, 50% or 75%, or you're almost done. Like, those could, I guess, in theory, be seen as spoilers if there's, like, I don't know. I'm curious. I'm still hopeful that I finish this within the first couple weeks of August. There might be a chance where I might need to do like a weekend stream of Fata Morgana and just get like several hours in on a weekend. We'll see. Plans for the future. It's not pleasant, is it? It hurts quite a bit, doesn't it? I did not inflict those wounds on you though. They are your own, and no one can erase them. You've lost everything, Mikhail. Tell me, what do you have left? You were robbed of your pride, your dignity, your life, your identity, your very existence. And the love you thought you still had? Well, she's gone and left you behind too. And still you refuse to curse anyone. Why do you not take what you deserve from those who stole everything from you? You have every right to vengeance, and I'm offering you the means to have it. Curse them, my dear. I cannot curse anyone. You disappoint me, Mikhail, but if that's what you want, if you won't join me in my hatred, then so be it. I will accept we are not as similar as I once thought, and as much as it pains me to do so, I will release you. I will even wish for your reconstruction into the body you desire. You shall descend into the mortal realm as a human man, never to set foot in this cursed mansion again. Imagine it. After waiting for so long, you will finally be able to obtain the body you so desperately seek. To have a wife and create a happy family of your own. Wouldn't that be just lovely? Oh, this is like a monkey paws type situation. I'll make that wish for you, my dear. You can have that life. All you have to do is walk out the door. It's that easy. Just let go. Let it all go, Mikhail. I... Oh! I didn't get to select it. I was just about to say that I only have one choice. Whoa. Oh shit, did I inadvertently do the right thing? That's so funny. I was just about to say, like, it caught me off guard because I was just about to say, well, I guess I don't have any other choice. And I was literally just pressing down the button as it, like, disappeared. Don't listen to her. Oh, also, we get this track. I feel like we heard this earlier in the game at some point. I remember the beeps and the boops at the beginning. Don't listen to her. Oh, shit. Don't trust anything she says. Don't trust anything she shows you. Mikhail, you told me you believed in my love. That if it could survive for hundreds of years, it must be real. So don't start doubting it now. Damn, doesn't something like this... I mean, I always say, I love a good romance. I love love. Just apparently not for myself, but... Doesn't seeing, like, this love story... We see a lot of tragedy, but there's so much, like... personal love in this story between characters, and you just read this and you're like, damn, I wish I could have that. Maybe just without all the sad, maybe without all the tragedy and that takes place, but everything else, everyone deserves this. Everyone, almost everyone, I take it back, not everyone, almost everyone deserves this. I had to backtrack just slightly what I said. So don't start doubting it now. Oh, look at that. That's kind of cool looking. Open your eyes, Mikhail, and look at me. Listen to me, please. Listen to the sound of my voice. Mikhail, will you listen to what I really think? How I actually feel? I would never, ever push you away. Do you remember what I said, Mikhail? When you broke through the cocoon I'd built around myself? I said that I would never come to hate you. I still stand by that. My feelings haven't changed in the slightest. Doesn't matter what kind of past you had, or what kind of secrets you kept. I still love you. You accepted me, Mikhail. I spent hundreds of years trapped in this place, watching as tragedy after tragedy befell its residents. Slowly losing my grip on myself until I'd been twisted so far I could tell them like stories, with a cold smile on my face. And despite what I had become, you still took my hand. You still said you loved me. No matter what horrors you've experienced, I will always and forever take your hand. Maybe a controversial opinion, but like, man, a love between two people that are just fucked up and broken for different reasons is such a strong bond. Very much a fan of that in stories and stuff. You know, two fucked up people who had fucked up lives and people screwed them over constantly. That bond that can form between two people like that, that's a rock solid bond. You know what I'm saying? I talked about this before. If this game doesn't end in a happy ending between these two people, I might riot. I might quit streaming. I might be so rocked to my core that I just don't have any energy left to proceed in life. I don't even know. I'm retiring to my bed for a week straight if we don't get a happy ending between these two characters that I've come to care about for some reason, for so much during the journey of reading this story. If we don't get... I'm gonna be so pissed. God. Anyway, sorry. Apologies. No matter what horrors you've experienced, I will always and forever take your hand. Mikhail. Giselle. Please have faith in me, Mikhail. Don't believe what some illusion says. Believe me. Believe the real me. You have it backwards, Giselle. The truth is, I never once doubted you. What? I never doubted your love. Mikhail. I despised myself. I hated that I was so weak I couldn't even bear being rejected by a phantasm made to look like you. I didn't want you to see me like that. I didn't want you to know I was so weak. To see my past. To see me now, a pitiful, unsightly mess. I couldn't stand the thought of you seeing any of that. If only in your memories, if only for you, I wanted to be gallant, to be a man. I wanted to be the man who never cried, who never showed weakness, and who died trying to protect you. I didn't want you to know that I was so weak, that I was such a sad, frail person, and not even a real man. Mikkel, I didn't want you to see that. Morgana was telling the truth. I opened the door to our past in order to bring you back, but that wasn't the whole story. I kept details about myself out, things that would make me look bad. There's no one as shameful and reprehensible as me. No, Mikkel, there's no one in this world as admirable as you. You remained true to yourself to the end, no matter how bad things got. Day after day you fought, all alone, despite being put through hell. Yet you chose not to curse those responsible. Only once did you ever consider cursing someone. Your father. I remember that day very well. I was too stupid to realize it at the time, but you did that for me. The one time you ever wanted to curse someone was for me. Give yourself a little more credit. You did perhaps come off as a bit inscrutable, but deep down, you're truer to yourself than anyone. Your motivation is simple and pure. Your heart full of kindness. Know that you're a wonderful, admirable man, Mikkel. Be proud of who you are. It doesn't change how much suffering I put you through, Giselle. I was the white-haired girl. The girl in the portrait was me. It was all me. I came back more than once, showing up a woman, then disappearing again, hurting you, completely unaware, pushing you away, leaving nothing but tragedy in my wake. I'll never forgive myself for what I did to you. Have faith in yourself, Mikkel. Follow your heart. I know it was a secret you didn't want revealed. But for me, I couldn't be happier to know the truth, because it shows just how incredibly much you love me. And not only in life, the hundreds of years I spent trapped in this mansion, you spent searching for me. In that vast, empty, hopeless void, you heard my voice. Your love guided you to me. When you had lost everything, your love for me still lived on. Even as it tore you apart, you kept fighting to make it back to me. A few blanks in your memory don't account for how someone so fiercely determined could suddenly become a completely different person. But, Giselle, how am I supposed to believe that? How am I supposed to believe that wasn't me, when everything about us is exactly the same? You are not the white-haired girl, Mikkel. Have faith in your own heart and the things you stand for. Have faith in your true self, in the person you are, the shape of your soul. You were never the white-haired girl, and you never will be. Remember when you first arrived at the mansion, Mikkel? I took your hand, and together we watched dozens of different lives play out. Were your memories anywhere among them? It wasn't behind those doors that you found yourself, but in the remnants of the months we shared here. Was the white-haired girl anywhere in your memories? You are Mikkel, no one else. But that doesn't change what my body... I know you, Mikkel. I know who you are deep down. I love you from the bottom of my heart, and I want you to understand that, to know how I feel. Though we only shared our love for a month in life, it was enough for me to wait hundreds of years for your return. Oof, what a line. Ooh, what a line. And you fought with everything, and you fought with everything you had to make it back to me, to get me out of here. You are the greatest man I've ever known. Oh, mi corazón. Giselle, how is it? You always manage to see straight through me, Giselle. To give me exactly what I want. That smile, that single ray of light in the endless dark. To say exactly what I've so desperately yearned to hear. The words I've sought for countless years. Giselle! I reach out for her, but she's begun to fade. Her outline hazy and blending into the surroundings. And all I manage to grab is empty air. It's like that Spider-Man gif I don't know where my mind went there. I want more than anything to feel her warmth right now. The sensation of her skin against mine, but there's nothing there. Please, Giselle, don't leave my side again. Don't worry, I'm right here with you. I'm not going anywhere. Giselle, put your hands on my shoulders. Wrap your arms around me. I can't. I want to so much, but I can't feel you there at all. You can, Mikkel, I promise. Close your eyes. Now reach forward, slowly. You can feel me there, can't you? That's my finger. And that's my hair. Those are my eyes. Don't poke so hard. And here are my lips. Here's my heart, where I keep all the feelings you gave back to me. And my love for you. In body and in spirit, I am all yours. Can you sense me here beside you? I think I can. Now, hold on and don't let go. You know, it's kind of funny. We're like two awkward kids around each other, bound together by a love so amazingly powerful, yet we only ever held hands a few times. Embracing is like some incredible achievement for us. We're supposed to be full-grown adults. Kiss me, Mikkel. We never got the chance while we were alive. Giselle, or are you going to tell me to wait again? Not this time. I feel my way around the emptiness where she is. Her skin white, but not pallid. Her slightly flushed cheeks dimpled by her smile. Her lips, which at times called me master and at times called me Mikkel. Her entire being. This woman who accepted me as a man, who, even in death, continued to bring me back from my darkest places. She is my everything. I feel a faint breath against my neck, somewhere between a sigh and a giggle. I feel her warmth, which I thought I would never know again, the soft touch of her skin. I envision her face before me, where I'm sure she is, with her eyes closed. And I press my lips against hers. It's a quick, clumsy affair, just a little peck, but the kind of kiss two grown adults might be expected to share. But nonetheless, a gentle warmth spreads through my body from the place our lips touched. It's a sensation so pleasant, so nice. I can hardly believe it's real. Our surroundings dissolve, and the world takes on a new face, a plane of tranquil light created by Giselle, into which the mansion's darkness slowly seeps. The difference is, now I'm not afraid to step back into it. All it took was that single, irreplaceable moment to change my everything. Though I can't see her there, I can feel her presence right beside me. Her heart, and that she too can feel mine. I won't falter anymore. I'm through hesitating, wavering about in fear of my own weakness. I will look to the future. I will believe in myself, because she believes in me. I'm done carrying the chains I created for myself. I have work to do. No more looking away from my responsibility. As the light dims and darkness begins to take over, I hear a voice in my ear. Mikkel, can I ask you to lend your hand to someone? You've set me free, and now I'd like you to do the same for her. This is something I don't think anyone else can do. Only you can rid the mansion of its darkness. I'm here with you too. So let's open the final door together. The final door, the true final door. Oh, stretch. Okay. We can put an end to all this tragedy. I know we can. Now, off we go, Mikkel. And do not let go of my hand. Is she referencing Morgana? Are we gonna try to fix Morgana? Go through a door and... Or is it someone else? Who do we fix? Do we fix the mom? Do we fix Amy again? Do we go back to Amy? Giselle. Reality fades back into view. I'm looking at neither the endless, eroding darkness nor the visions of my past, but the sea of blood spreading in all directions. I'm standing at the top of the observation tower, outside the door. I've returned. Back in Morgana's world, her bitter, hate-filled, curse-fueled world. To tell you the truth, I didn't see this coming. This is my mansion, my domain. She was supposed to be locked up, but it would seem my will is not as absolute as I had thought. What would you call that? The power of love? Is that what allowed this to happen? How trite. Where's the magic? The miracle? I can think of one other reason she was able to escape, and it's the only way we'll be able to find the power we need to cast off the darkness of this house. But first, before we do anything else, we must open this door. Whatever nonsense that woman filled your head with, it certainly seems to have put some fight into those eyes. Well, good for you, my dear. A little confidence boost doesn't erase the fact that you were on the ground, crawling through the filth like a worm, tears streaming down your face as you tried to ignore what lay before you. A little self-esteem isn't going to make you any less helpless when you step through that door. That won't stop me from trying. I'm done acting like you're some inevitability, some force of nature. It's time for me to take a stand, Morgana. Yeah, Mikhail, take your stand! The air around the door has a distinct chill to it as I place my hand against the wood surface. My arms, once bloody and lacerated, are now whole again. I can feel my entire body, everything back in its rightful place. I take in a breath, lift my head, focus my gaze on the door, and push it open. Resting on the back of my hand, I can feel another palm, soft and warm. Through the single window sitting high atop the wall shines a ray of light. A black butterfly flutters within the beam. Its form is indistinct, wavering like a mirage as it slowly descends to the tower floor. And then, from within the darkness, a person appears. Whoa! Whoa! That's gotta be... Oh! Oh, she gets a Sprite! Is that you, Morgana? How does it feel to finally meet the real thing, my dear? Oh, we can already see the I don't know what adjective I want to give it. Splotchy? Wrecked face? I would assume from the drawing of all the blood that had happened, I would imagine that that's the physical effect. I knew you were young, but you really are still a child. Having heard her tale, I know she died still a girl, and I know how she came to bear so much hatred for the world. But knowing and seeing are two very different things. The sight of her bony, adolescent body is a painful reminder that she never had a chance to know happiness, to know adulthood, before being robbed of her life. I had assumed monster would be your first reaction, with a face. Whoa, whoa! Oh, she's got the hand! Whoa! Creepy. And a body like this. How very sweet of you, Mikhail. Yeah, put that arm down, please. We don't need that. We don't need to see that. So tell me, what exactly do you mean to do now that you're here? Your ultimate goal was, as I understood it, to take Giselle back. But she's no longer here for me to return to you. She broke out of my cage, and exhausted what remained of her soul to show herself to you. I cannot perceive even a trace of her presence any longer, so I presume her soul shattered, dissipated into nothing. No, she's right here beside me. Is that so? You seem to believe as much anyway, which only makes your presence here a bigger mystery. I know. You want revenge. I made you miserable while you were alive, and I continue to torment you in death. You entrusted me with Giselle's life, and I used her for my own ends. You must despise me. Hatred fills you. You want to curse me, to kill me. My death could well mean the end of all this. Shall I grant you that wish? She flicks a finger, and the next second a longsword clatters to the floor at my feet. Take the blade in your hands, and like the knight of old who executed the witch, pierce my heart with it. Do now what should have happened then. You always wanted to be a knight, didn't you? Go on, pick it up. Show me your revulsion, my dear. Morgana, I do have a reason for being here. I came to save you. Did you hit your head on the way up? You came to save who? I spent so long trying to look away, when I should have been trying to look deeper. To tell you the truth, your constant chattering in the darkness evoked more than annoyance in me. I empathized with your loneliness. I bear no hatred for you. It was my despair that brought you back to life, so that makes it my responsibility to end this. My own wish has given me all the redemption I need, my dear. Or should I be expecting another self-righteous lecture about how hatred does you no good? Brilliant, Mikhail, brilliant. Do you have any idea how absurdly presumptuous you're being? Trying to force your idea of redemption onto someone who has no interest in it? If the tale you showed me was the whole truth, then I would have said you could revile those heartless men as much as you pleased. But I refuse to believe that's the whole story. The men I saw beyond the first 3 doors had genuine concerns and worries. They felt things, real, human emotions, even if those things ultimately led them down a path of destruction. Wanting to do something nice for the one you care about, being disgusted at things you've done, hiding your urges from those around you. You certainly couldn't call them good men, but they were real people with real conflicts. So you're saying I'm lying? Well, can't say I blame you. Who would believe the word of a witch? I don't think you've falsified your account, Morgana. The tragedy, no. The grisly reality you described, I don't doubt any of that happened. You wouldn't be here otherwise. But I've learned something in my years. Reality exists from more than one perspective. That doesn't change what happened. The two-faced young man deceived me, the beast severed my arm, and the greedy, power-hungry lord used me for his own personal gain. Events by themselves do not tell the whole story. Only when you take into account their circumstances, what they thought and felt, their perspectives, only then can you say you've reached the truth. Your point being? Are you going to march down to where their souls are and ask them for their perspective? Don't waste your breath. They'll only tell you what benefits themselves the most. Then we do it our way. We open the door to your past. And if I refuse? This is my domain, my world. It operates in accordance to my will. The door won't open unless I allow it to. Were you aware, Morgana, that I recovered my first memory in front of a mirror? You what? The same mirror Giselle used to practice her smile, and in all those hundreds of years, bits of her memory came to reside within it. Every time she stood before that mirror, she had me in her heart. And next, I saw one of my own memories play out in my bedchamber. It was the first day after we opened the windows, when she let the morning sun into my room. That day was a turning point in my life. And why are you telling me this? Because it means this world doesn't belong only to you. It's also hers, and mine, and that is why she was able to break free. Your wish is, without question, the most powerful of anyone's here. You have more authority over this place than anyone else. There's no denying your position as master of this mansion. But Giselle and I, we too have influence over this domain. I was the one who resurrected you, and she who served as your guide. So the door will appear, whether or not it is your will. Their souls reside here as well. They may spin convenient tales, but the memories ingrained upon their souls can tell no lies. All the pieces are on the board. The door will open. Say the door does open. What does that change? Nothing those men have thought or felt can take back what they did to me. This rotting, broken creature they turned me into. I don't care what was going through their heads. They will never have my forgiveness. My hatred is unwavering. My wish will not be undone so easily. Their soul shall suffer for all eternity. Before we begin, Morgana, let's get one last lingering question out of the way. And what might that be? Who the white-haired girl is. That's your lingering question? We've already established. That was you, Morgana. Ah! So in a desperate plea to deny you came back as a woman, you're now trying to make me into her. That is perhaps the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. That was you, my dear. Don't avert your eyes. You must face reality. I'm not averting my eyes, and I'm not in denial. I have faith. Faith that I only ever made it back to this mansion once, when I awoke in the rocking chair beside the fireplace. Huh. Nevertheless, that hardly justifies accusing me of being the foolish girl. How could you possibly think I was her? Never have I been present in these walls, or not been present in these walls. Not even while she was alive in the claws of tragedy. My hair is not white, nor are my eyes red. And look at this horrid, festering face. How could I ever become her? How your soul appears is irrelevant in this case, Morgana. I will uncover the truth about you, things even you don't know. And if I can show that you were, in fact, the white-haired girl, in that moment will your reality be rewritten. If you're so confident, then be my guest. Find out for yourself just how little you're capable of. Boom. Blackness fills the observation tower once more. Oh boy, oh boy. Morgana fades into the distance, leaving me alone in the dark stream. It's a darkness I've seen, felt, and been consumed by numerous times since arriving at that mansion. Basically, even from like midway point, like several streams ago at this point, no one wants to claim that they were the white-haired girl. Everyone's like, no, not me. That wasn't me. Don't put that on me. Don't put those experiences on me. I'm not claiming that. No, and then someone else has to be like, no, that was you. And it's like, no, it wasn't me, it was you. And it's like, no, it's you, Morgana. And Morgana's like, don't put that on me. It's a darkness I've seen, felt, and been consumed by numerous times since arriving at the mansion. But this time, I welcome it, praying that beyond it lies a truth with the power to release all from the house's grip. This next tale has no narrator. I won't sit back and listen as someone recounts the path of fate for me. Ah, no narrator. No, I have to find the path for myself this time. I don't know what awaits me beyond the black, but no matter what it may be, so long as I have the power to provide redemption, I must never put down my sword. Now, let us open the door. The final door. The final door. Oh, really? Ah, final. Ah. Question marks. Ah. Man's voice. I brought you some food. You have to eat something. You barely touched your food yesterday. Come on, please. Just leave it there. Her hands aren't bound. She can eat whenever she pleases. But she's not going to last much longer. The boy has a point. If she won't eat, we lose our supply of blood. That's not what I meant. Leave it there. Well, we'll be back. Oh, I wonder who those three people were. Oh. So mysterious. Do you really have to go? Yeah, things are pretty hectic right now. And when do you suppose you'll be back? Tomorrow, same time as today? And you'll have enough time to talk then? Will you? Yeah. Are you hiding something from me? You're acting kind of funny. You're my sister. I wouldn't keep anything from you. You're not yourself though. What's so different about me? Well, you're not acting much like a prince. Right, of course. Don't worry, I'm still your prince, same as always. Good night, Nellie, my princess. Uh-oh. How did I end up in this mess? I never wanted this. All I wanted was a quiet life. Someone, get me out of here. Take this thing somewhere far away. Tell me it's not all my fault. Oh God, I'm begging you. Just make it all go away. Someone, anyone, get me out of here. Oh, it's a nun sprite. Look, the stars, they're beautiful. Though with it so bright out, I worry someone might see us. Everyone's long gone. I hope so. Are you ashamed? A little, but I still want to be with you. Have you ever considered leaving the convent? You can't just stop being a nun, you know. It's not that simple. I've made vows, sworn my life to the service of God. I was not aware. I don't know much about this land's traditions. If I were to leave the church, it would have to be in my next life. I'd like to be a normal girl, lead a normal life. Get married, have kids, and before I know it, I'm an old lady. Thinking, it was an uneventful life, but it was the best I could have asked for. That's my dream. That sounds very peaceful. I hope we can be together in our next lives too. Have a nice, quiet life together. It'll be a city on the water, looking out over a beautiful, glimmering emerald sea. The blue sky spreading as far as the eye can see. The sound of the seabirds squalling by the port. The two of us sitting shoulder to shoulder, just looking out over the city. Doesn't that sound wonderful? It certainly does. I would love that. The Harvest Festival. On the day of the festival. Three days until her death. Oh, we had a countdown? Oh, great. Wake up. Please wake up. Hey, listen. Come on. Open your eyes. Mikhail. Oh, we get a different way of... Is that... Have we seen it presented like this before? No, because we'd always have... In the earlier doors, we had just like the little designs on the text box. And then obviously we had it for the time, the big pictures, big portraits. Now we get like... mini portraits? I don't know how to put it. Mini portraits. So bright. I'm outside. Light feels like needles in my eyes. The first thing I see beyond the mansion's darkness is blinding light. The sun glares mercilessly overhead. A gentle breeze blows past, and I can hear birds chirping from several different directions. Each breath I take fills my lungs with the scent of earth and grass. So much time has passed since I've been in the light. I almost feel like I'm alive again. No, not almost. What's going on? What on earth? Is this the era Morgana lived? Mikhail! Huh? Oh, thank goodness, you can hear me. Good morning, Master. Hope you slept well. Heh. Hee. I never... Hee. Giselle? Is that voice really you? I swear it's me, 100%. Not that mean old phony. So don't you worry. No, I believe it's you. I just was not expecting to be able to hear you here. I did say I would always be by your side. I'm relieved. But where are you, Giselle? I can't see you anywhere. Well, not exactly sure myself. You don't know? I don't know how to describe it. It's pitch dark all around me. Okay, so do we get like this moment? Are we at this final door situation? They're gonna go back and try to like fix Morgana's situation, and they just get to like like buddy cop like through them, like Two ghosts just vibing. How are we gonna fix Morgana? By vibes alone. Don't worry. We got 3 days apparently. Figure it out along the way. Like a black smoke churning in the darkness. Feels a lot like inside the mansion, but I don't think I'm actually in the mansion. So you're still trapped in the void then? I can see a shimmering light off in the distance through the fog, and I can hear sounds coming from that direction. It's like the outside world is leaking through the light. I can see the trees rustling, hear birds singing. Can't see you though, so I assumed I was seeing through your eyes. And I thought I'd try getting your attention. So that means you can see everything I can? Seems so, though I don't think I can see quite as clearly as you. I wish you could be here to feel this too. Experience it in my place even. It's a bizarre sensation. While I could see and feel the world through the other doors, it was strictly in the capacity of an observer. We were merely watching, not actually present in the tales. But this time, it's like I've been resurrected and dropped into the world as a participant. It's also vivid. Everything the mansion lacked. It's all here and I can feel it so clearly. I wish you could have been the one to experience this. It's okay, Mikkel. I know you'll dispel this darkness I'm in, won't you? I will. I'm more than happy just being able to hear your voice and being able to see what you see. It's like a miracle. Is like a miracle. I too am glad to know you're there, to have the chance to hear your voice again. Thank you so much for saving me. If you hadn't shown up, I wouldn't be here. No, I should be thanking you. I was overjoyed to learn how much you really cared about me. There are so many things I want to say right now. So many things I want you to know. So many thank yous and so many I love yous. Hey now, is that really the best response you've got? Surely you can do better than that. You're embarrassing me. I am somewhat disappointed by one thing though. Can't get any hugs or kisses since I'm not there in person. He's like, oh, come on. You're not very good at this, are you? It's like, you gotta show affection. If this long-distance relationship is gonna work, Mikkel, you gotta put in the work. And you're not very good at picking up on how you're embarrassing me. I'd expect, at the very least, a me too. We should start by figuring out when and where exactly this is. You're not even trying, are you? Doing the best I can. Please, don't ask any more than this of me. It's okay, though I might not be able to see you, but we're together either way. You know, Mikkel, I think I might be able to help too. While I can't be there in person, I can give you ideas, another point of view when you're not sure about something. If the two of us together, we'll find a way through this. It'd be very funny if this turned into like an Ace Attorney, Phoenix Wright like type game or something, like a mystery game you got to like solve, and it's like you play as Mikkel, and then you've got like the spirit helper Morgana, or not Morgana, Giselle helping you. It's like completely, the game just completely shifts genres. Just like, what? Yes, we will. Where to begin? What do you say we get our bearings, list out exactly what we need to take care of? That's not a bad idea. I'm a bit frazzled at the moment, to tell you the truth. What? Why? I had assumed we would just be observers, like with the other doors, searching their memories for clues. I never expected I'd actually be thrown into their era. True, it's not at all like the other doors. No matter how the rules may change, I'm seeing this through to the end. If our guess is correct, and we've arrived in Morgana's past, then we need to uncover the truth behind those events. Or rather, the three men's circumstances. What they felt, what drove them. My gut tells me there's something to be found there that even Morgana doesn't know. I could be wrong. It's possible that even if I am right, what we find won't do anything to quell her hatred. But we won't be talking her out of it, that's for sure. Words won't break through that kind of animosity. We need something bigger, something she could never have imagined, Something that will turn her entire worldview on its head. The white-haired girl might be a good place to start. She showed up at the mansion again and again, as though led there by some supernatural force, and she was involved with all three men in some way. Can't think of anyone else with such deep ties to both the mansion and the men. But at the same time, I have a hard time convincing myself that the Morgana we know and the white-haired girl could be the same person. They're about as different as two people can be, which actually leads me to believe there's something there. There must be something. Some secret we haven't figured out yet that we can use. So let's find it. Won't be easy. If we are in the past, though, I wonder, maybe we could change it. This could be a huge chance for us. Yeah. Change the past. Yeah, we could prevent Morgana's death, or we could stop whatever led them down this path. There's an idea. If it's actually possible, maybe we can do something. Question is this world really? Now I'm getting kind of pumped. I've got my game face on and I'm ready to do this. Oh, Giselle. Oh, Giselle, I can't hate you. Doesn't do much good if no one can see it. Huh, it's a figure of speech. Okay, first thing first, we need to find the mansion. I know, the quirkiness is back. Quirkiness is so back. It's endearing, but it's so much. Okay. Morgana should be at the top of the observation tower, and the three men shouldn't be too far off either. So the question is, where are we? Do you recognize the surroundings at all? I never really left the mansion, so I'm not especially familiar with the lay of the land. Give me a little spin, would you? As she requests, I slowly spin around in a circle, and through the dense woods, I spot a cluster of what appears to be stone formations. Squinting to get a better look, I realize they're buildings. It's decently far off, but it appears to be the edge of a city. I think that might be the village I stayed at for a while. It's a bit big for a village. Don't you remember what Amade said about the village's history? Amade, that bastard! Mikhail, you didn't think something uncharacteristically vulgar just now, did you? Wouldn't dream of it. Yes, I remember. He said it was once much larger, and that it was destroyed in a single week by the witch's curse. Except rather than a curse, it was probably disease. If that's the same city, then it fits with what Morgana said happened. I believe he also said something about there being a large bridge on the outskirts of the city, and that following the path from there would lead to the mansion. So let's head down to the city. Alright. You don't sound very enthusiastic. Are you nervous you might have to talk to someone? Don't worry, you got me here. Every conversation he enters, she's like, now say this. It's like having like a little radio in your ear. Someone feeding you lines. How to be social. How to not scare people. Don't treat me like I'm antisocial. You're not? No, that's not what's bothering me. It's something about this whole thing feels off. This world we're in. Never mind. I'm probably overthinking things. But now's not the time for that. We need to get moving. Let's go. Rather than waste time fretting over details, we need to get to the mansion like she said. Everything else comes after that. With each step, I can feel the earth compressing beneath my feet, the grass flattening. As I weave my way through the trees toward the city, the sensation of having a living, flesh and blood body slowly returns. Oh, immediately hit with Mel. Oh, white hair man just appeared out of nowhere. And he's talking to himself. I gotta get away before he does something. Hold it right there, Mel. You don't get to call me crazy and then just run off. How do you know my name? How? Why wouldn't I? We were just in the mansion together. Huh? Mansion? What are you talking about? Right. Hasn't become the shadow in the mansion yet. Come on, Miguel. Duh. Come on. I doubt I would forget seeing someone as unusual as you. Who are you? And where did you come from? Where? I'd like to know that myself. Say something, Mikkel. He's not getting any less suspicious of you. You have to come up with some way to break the tension. Improvisation isn't exactly my strong suit. Oh, it's gonna make me pick something, isn't it? Oh shit, I can feel it coming. I'm gonna improv. Don't say you're God. I'm sleeping in a tree. It sure looked like you just popped out of nowhere. You imagined it. It was so sudden, your mind misinterpreted what you saw. Is that too much of a stretch? Yeah, you're right. I must have been seeing things. People can't just appear out of thin air. Haha. On nice days like this, I'll sometimes climb a tree and take a nap too, and then roll over and fall flat on my face. So I can relate. Kel, napping in a tree. Can't even imagine it. Me neither. Also, it would seem that, like Morgana's, I'm the only one who can hear Giselle's voice. But that doesn't explain how you know my name. You know, you look a lot like an acquaintance of mine. Imagine my surprise when it turns out you have the same name, too. That's definitely pushing it. Oh, yeah, that happens to me every now and then, too. Jeez, you had me spooked for a second there. While on one hand, I'm glad he bought it, I feel perhaps he's a little too trusting. He's the kind of guy who just keeps on walking when he runs across something out of the ordinary, pretending he didn't see a thing. Not the most admirable of traits, but we're in the clear. I assume you're from the city then, if you're out here? Actually, no. I'm, a wanderer of sorts. Oh, huh. Did you come by to see the Harvest Festival then? Harvest Festival? You don't know about it then? 3 days from now, we're holding a festival at the church to celebrate the spring harvest. 3 days. Morgana died when the bell tolled noon on the day of the festival, which means she's got that much time left. This will be the first time we've held the festival, so we're hoping to make it into a big event, something really memorable. And a young girl is dying behind the scenes of this seemingly pleasant celebration. If her death is 3 days from now, that might give us enough time to do something about it. Could I ask you to show me the way to the church? I would like to join in on the festivities. Sure, yeah, of course. Church's doors are open to all. Friends and family and wanderers alike. It's not far. Follow me. Thank you. This is insane. This carries such a different tone. Like, it's just not like it's bad or anything, but like we just went through like hours and hours of reading like heart-wrenching like moments and sadness, and then it's like it's like it's like a glorified isekai. All of a sudden you get transported to a different place, and you have your lover's voice inside your head piloting you and can see through your eyes, and you have Mikkel, who's like an antisocial like I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing right now. It's just so goofy. Again, not in a bad way, but I'm just like, okay. Just not what I was expecting right now. But it's interesting. Didn't occur to me until now, but this really is a strange experience. This is a boy from a completely different time period who I would have never had the opportunity to meet. If he's here, then presumably the other two are as well. Which means Morgana's wish for the reconstruction was actually granted. This Mel doesn't seem like any different a person than the one I observed through the first door. Yet he played a part in Morgana's imprisonment. I have trouble believing he would voluntarily involve himself, though. I was scared for a minute there. That could have gone a lot worse. Plus, we managed to make contact with Mel in record time. She's interacted with him and the others before, so I guess this doesn't feel as strange to her. You don't want him to hear you talking to yourself again. That's why you're not saying anything to me, isn't it? Actually, I think oh, he's got the thought text. There we go. Yeah, you're so great, Mikkel, figuring that out. Actually, I think I can talk to you without speaking. Can you hear me? How are you doing that? I, have a lot of experience talking to ghosts. That really drives home how bizarre things were for you in that mansion. Were you not in similar circumstances when it was you and Morgana together? Yeah, now that you mention it, what a bizarre time we've both had in that mansion. Just now realizing this. So, what's your impression of him? My impression? That he's the same Mel as always. In a little more detail? He's an amicable young man. Nice enough to show a complete stranger around. I agree. In Morgana's version of the story, he betrayed her. But he doesn't seem like the kind of person who would enthusiastically do something so malicious. He had to have had some reason. And we need to figure out what that was. The question is, how do we go about it? We hardly have enough time to earn his trust and convince him to tell us himself. I'll just have to put the knowledge I already have to good use. Oh, that reminds me. Something that might explain it? No, about Morgana. When you were alive, she was always right there with you, like I am now, right? Whenever it struck her fancy, yes. She didn't seem to care when or where. She would just start talking whenever she felt like it. Whenever? For the most part, yes. Anytime she wanted. Giselle? You don't have to worry about that with me. I know when to keep my mouth shut, promise. What? You said you feel like you're alive again, right? My 5 senses all seem to be working in working order. Which means you'll always be getting hungry, tired, sleepy, and you'll, you know. Giselle, you're so unserious. You'll have to go to the bathroom. I'll be polite and close my eyes and plug my ears while you're doing it. Thanks? What would possess her to bring that up? It actually fits her character so well that would be like one of her top concerns, like at the moment where she's like, oh no. Does she even realize what she's saying? Oh gosh, now I'm red as a tomato. That answers that. Moving right along, we need to discuss how we're going to go about this. Right, that. The Harvest Festival is our deadline, which doesn't give us very much time. We need a plan for when we arrive at the mansion. How about we spill their secret? Tell everyone about the girl they've got locked up in the tower and force them to set her free. Surely they wouldn't stand for that. Perhaps, but would anyone believe me? If I walked in and said I came from the future, and that I know what's going to happen, would anyone actually buy that? No, you'd be burned at the stake as a witch, probably. The exact opposite of what something you want to happen right now. Sure, with enough convincing. Even if I did manage to convince them, the tower door was locked in Morgana's rendition of the tale. You need 3 keys to get inside. Mel should have one of them, but stealing his alone won't be enough to get into the tower. True. Giselle is right, and we can save Morgana and change the future. Then that would indeed solve everything. But something about this whole situation still doesn't sit right with me. I have to do more than just set her free of that tower. I have to find the truth as well, as I initially set out to do. Regardless, I'd like to try and stay on everyone's good side as much as possible for now. Okay, I'll do whatever I can to help. I appreciate it. I mean, as you know, conversation is not exactly my strong suit. Which means it's my job to hit the brakes whenever you say something stupid. It's a bit too late if I've already said it. Anyway, step 1 is to get ourselves into the mansion. We can't hope to make contact with the other 2 men, much less get Morgana out of there, if we're not staying nearby. I'll do what I can. We're almost there. See the big building in the distance? That's the church. It is the same mansion as I suspected. Seeing it now, knowing what horrible things happened there, so disheartening. Are happening as we speak. In the tower we see in the distance, Morgana's locked up, all alone. I wish we could just march in there and set her free. If getting in the tower were our only goal, we could probably force our way in with a little work. Is something the matter? Well, I could probably overpower him and get his key. Hello? But the other two, that almost certainly wouldn't work for her. Can you hear me? Oh, yes, sorry, I was lost in thought. Seems kind of strange, doesn't it? What does? I mean, it doesn't look much like a church. At a glance, you'd think it was some noble's estate. So it does. I spent so long there, it never even occurred to me. I was pretty surprised when I first saw it myself. Peculiar place, all told. There's a chapel inside the mansion with this gorgeous stained glass window. It's quite the sight. Do you know why it was built like that? I'm, not actually sure myself, no. Anyway, I'll show you the chapel. The Saintess should be there too, so I can introduce you. The Saintess? You've never heard of her? Everyone around here knows her. She's a nun at the church, and everyone calls her the Saintess. She's practically her own religious figure. Oh, he's not talking about Morgana. You'll just have to see for yourself. Come on. All right. To the church. On our way to the mansion, we passed through a courtyard of sorts. When I lived here, the area was overgrown with weeds. Apparently, they keep it in better condition in this era. Following Mel's lead, we head through the chapel entrance. Oh my. I'm at a loss for words when I see what lies on the other side of those all too familiar doors. While it was barely recognizable as a place of worship in my memory, just 2 columns of battered pews and some piles of rubble, the room I'm looking at now is unequivocally a chapel. So this is what it used to look like? I wonder how far back this is from when we lived. It has to be more than a decade or two, maybe 100 years or more. The views and beliefs about the world prevalent in our time are not so different than those of this time. Perhaps the chapel was destroyed in the aftermath of the Harvest Festival. When I was first sent to the mansion, there were signs that repairs had been attempted. The stained glass window is behind the pulpit, I'm guessing, though we can't see it from here. And right next to it is a door to the observation tower. There she is. There's no priest here. She runs the church. You'll want to talk to her first if you're planning to participate in the Harvest Festival. I'll go fetch her for you. Whisking his way between the pews, the boy disappears into the back of the chapel, returning with a nun in tow. When I see her, my face twists for a brief moment. Good afternoon. You came to see the festival, I hear. It's wonderful to have you. Is that who I think it is? I'm all but certain at this point that all the major players from behind the 3 doors are present here. Not just the 3 men whose shadows remain in the mansion, but also the women who were important parts of their lives. Though dressed differently, the way she speaks and the way she holds herself resembles the woman killed by her lover behind the second door. They're all connected. What we thought were 3 separate tales, all stretched back to a single point in time before our own. Is there something the matter? No, I was just thinking how unusual it is for one nun to be managing an entire church all by herself. Ah, yes, that's the usual reaction from my new visitors. Even I think this assignment is a bit over my head. Assignment? Ah, well, I was at another church before this one. A smaller building. I wasn't the only nun. But the lord of the land ordered me to transfer to a new, larger church he was opening. So here I am. The Lord. There's plenty of space on the property, more than enough to provide shelter for orphan children and aid for the sick. Seems rather vacant from what I've seen. Yes, about that. We used to take people in, but circumstances have made that difficult of late. What kind of circumstances? It's not something I can discuss with an outsider. Sorry. I'm guessing it has to do with Morgana's imprisonment here. Do you think she knows about Morgana? I would guess not. The men swore to keep it between the three of them. So she's being forced to oversee the mansion completely oblivious of what's happening here? Which isn't to say she's not connected to it in some way. If she's the girl from the second tale, then she should be close with... is something troubling you? No. My apologies. I got lost in thought. You don't look it, but you're actually a bit of a daydreamer, aren't you? Daydreamer? Mel would fit that description much better. Mel would fit that description much better. He just says out loud. What? Why? Do I really look like that much of an airhead? Ooh, I can see that. Someone has to watch out for him, or he's likely to lose his head in the clouds. I really don't think I'm that spacey. I'm not trying to say you're spacey, I just feel like I've got to keep one eye on you at all times. It's a lot like what I imagine having a little brother would be like. I am an oldest child, you know. What's the big deal? You don't want a big sister? Well, I want you to be my little brother. I don't want to be just a capital S sister to you. That's so stiff and formal. No, I want to be your sister. Okay. Can I get out of this? I'm a little old to be playing make-believe. Oh, come on. They're quite friendly with one another, it would seem. Oh, I know. Why don't you become her brother then? What? Will you? I will not. Besides, I'm clearly the oldest one here. Why not? I don't think it matters who's older than who. You don't really act all that old anyway. Bitch, you bet me for like 2 minutes. What do you mean I don't act old? I have at least 10 years on you. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Your youngest child insecurity showing. What? Insecurity? You two are pretty good friends, huh? We can discuss the veracity of that claim later. I would like to ask you a favor. What is it? I'll gladly help with anything I can. Could I perhaps borrow a room until the day of the Harvest Festival? I don't have anywhere to stay, or a source of income for that matter. I know it'd be taking advantage of your generosity, but I only mean to intrude for a few days. I'd be more than happy to offer you a place to stay at any other time, but right now, I can't let you stay here. I'm so sorry. Well, damn. So much for that. Don't let one little no stop you. Keep pushing. Put on a show. Earn her sympathy. She's a lady of the cloth. If you make her feel bad for you, she'll offer you her aid. Giselle's like the kind of like the devil on my shoulder. It's just like Mikkel's like, put on a show? You expect me to act? I'm having another episode, and I was so sure this church would be able to help. That's not gonna convince anyone. Quiet, you. He was perfectly fine on our walk here. Shut your mouth, boy. As I said, we did once offer a place of respite for the ailing and needy, but regrettably, for the time being, we are unable to take anyone in. What I can do, though, is give you medicine. Since we can't let people stay here, with the Lord's generous assistance, we've been handing out medicine instead. Don't take the medicine! Don't take it! Don't do it! We know what that is. So all you do here, then, is give people medication? Yes, I suppose that's what it boils down to. I'm honestly not sure why we're not allowed to offer shelter right now, but we are still able to provide assistance to those in need, so... Don't drink the red NyQuil. Don't drink the mystery liquid. Don't drink the mysterious Kool-Aid. I assume it's just a temporary measure, and we'll be able to take people in again before long. Did I read that last line? Okay, yeah, I did. Okay. And with how much he's done for the church, it's not really my place to complain about his decisions. I truly am sorry. Hope you understand. I'm supposed to ask for a tithe in exchange normally, but just this once, it's yours, free of charge. Could you tell me more about this medicine, please? It's called Saint's Blood, and it'll cure any disease. Saint's Blood? It's not real blood, of course. That's just what it's called. Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge. It sure sounds divine, doesn't it? No, that's not true. Huh? It is real blood. Mikhail, you can't let her... Don't, you're breaking... Mikhail, Giselle's gonna yell at him. What are you... Sorry to butt in. Do you mind if I bring him back to my room? I don't think I mentioned it, but he's an old friend of mine. We've got a lot of catching up to do. Alright. Hey, come on, this way. Well, that sure got quite the reaction out of him. And now he's incredibly leery of you. When she mentioned the blood, I couldn't stop myself. I probably should have kept my mouth shut, though. Yeah, Mikhail, come on now. Come on now. Couldn't help himself. Mel doesn't say a word the entire way. His smile has retreated, and there's a hint of fear lurking beneath his now stony expression. I spend the trek through the mansion's corridors pondering how to answer the questions I know are coming. How to solve the problem I put myself in. We enter a bedroom, presumably his, and he closes the door behind us. I can see the distrust in his eyes as he glares at me. I have to ask, who exactly are you? Why did you say that back there? That saint's blood is actual blood. In response to his pressing, I told you I fell from a tree and, Oh, shit. This is like the first choice I feel like where I'm very genuinely like, I don't know. Like, video gamey, I feel like telling him everything might be what it wants us to do. But that seems like such a risky thing. Treading carefully just means I'm both figuratively and literally dealing with like kid gloves. Like, don't. I just feel like you open yourself up to a lot of trouble if you just blurt out everything. You're gonna be swiftly killed and dealt with if you tell him everything and say you come from some other place and I'm here to stop this thing and I know everything and I'm gonna tread carefully. Final answer. We don't have much time, but it's in our best interest to tread carefully. There's too much we don't know yet. It would not be wise to make a rash decision. With him as tense and suspicious as he is now, right now, it won't be easy to get his key or persuade him to tell us how he ended up here. Furthermore, my experiences with the Three Shades tell me that if I'm not careful, I could be putting myself in unimaginable danger. A brief flash of what might have happened had I spoken too soon crosses my mind, sending a chill down my spine. If I want to tell or get Mel on my side, I'm going to need something more, something decisive, something that'll convince him he needs to come clean and set Morgana free. Regardless, being cautious isn't going to mean much if I can't get them to let us stay in the mansion. We need to be nearby to keep an eye on things, gather information. How to go about that, though? Assuming he's not voluntarily involved, maybe all we have to do is ask for his help in setting Morgana free and he'll work with us. Perhaps. Being so direct will only invite more suspicion. She's probably on the right track. When I met his shadow, it was burdened with great regret. He begged me to help him. My remark about the saint's blood is based on stories I once heard about a person whose blood was said to have healing properties. Stories? Maybe they haven't made it out this far. I don't know, but they tell of a girl born in a distant village, a saint and the daughter of God. I thought that perhaps a nun might be the saint spoken of in the stories, and I was hoping for the opportunity to see a miracle performed with my own eyes. I have to say, you looked more angry than excited. I didn't hide it very well, I guess. Maybe it appeared that way to you, but I've never had a friendly face. If you say so, as long as you're telling the truth. I, myself, have to wonder, why did my remarks seem to bother you so much? What? Is there something more to the saint's blood than you're telling me? No. Something that would make you want to get me alone and interrogate me? There's nothing. I just, didn't want to scare anyone with all the talk of blood, since there's not actually any in it. And I didn't know about the story, so... Stare at him intensely. It's just medicine, I swear. As you say. It's got nothing to do with the saints in your stories. To change the subject, could I ask you to convince the nun to allow me to stay here? Huh? Weren't you listening? We can't take anyone in right now. Which is why I'm asking for your recommendation. You live on the premises, don't you? I'm more a supervisor of sorts. Then you should have some say in the matter. Why? Until the harvest festival is all I'm asking. Why not get a room at an inn? If you need money, I'll spare you some coin. I must stay in this mansion. But why? Those are my instructions. What? You know the stained glass window in the chapel behind the pulpit? I was named after the Archangel Michael depicted there. Michael. You know, Michael. The angel came to me in a vision, instructing me to watch over the festival here. From where you were standing, you couldn't possibly have seen the window in that much detail. You couldn't... Oh, I get it. You've been to the church before, and you're just acting like you haven't. There's a metal door off to the side, leading to an observation tower. Yeah, you can see the tower from outside. Inside is a long spiral staircase, not made of stone, but wood. There's a single door at the top of the stairs. How? What are you really here for? All that vision stuff is a lie. I'm not here to cause you any trouble. In fact, I'm on your side. You show up out of nowhere and expect me to believe your nonsense? All I ask is for you to allow me to stay until the day of the festival. If you do that for me, then I'll make you the promise I could not before. I've not forgotten your pleas for salvation. I know you want to be free. Let me guess, you saw that in a vision too. If you want to call it that, then you can. I've never once asked for you to save me. You're mad. But, fine. I've got nothing to hide anyway. If I say you're a friend, the Saintess should be willing to accommodate you. Wait, I already told her you were my friend, didn't I? I'll try and persuade her. I don't know what your deal is, but try not to cause any trouble, okay? For your own sake. I won't. Only until the festival. You're not getting another day out of me or her. And this isn't your home, so don't act like it is. Of course. Thank you. You know, I never did get your name. It's Mikhail. Ah, right. After the Archangel, Michael. Mikhail, Michelle. Just like you said, never really cared much for Michael, to be honest. He weighs your soul in one hand on his perfectly balanced scales, then delivers its punishment with the sword of in his other. He's not an angel of salvation. Out of curiosity, could you perhaps be... No, never mind. It's turned into a bit of a storage area, but there's an open room you can use. I'll show you the way. I appreciate your courtesy. Room Well, this is just lovely. There are cracks in the ceiling and the walls peeling off. There is a bed at least, but it's coated in dust. Dude, beggars can't be choosers. Come on, you're on a mission here. This was a storeroom when I lived here, as I recall. Sorry about the condition. I didn't choose a bad room for you on purpose, I promise. If you want to sleep somewhere more comfortable, you're not going to find that here. Not a problem. I'm grateful to have a room at all. If you say so. Well, I have work to do, so I should be on my way. I'll talk to the Saintess as promised. I imagine she'll make supper for you at some point. But do keep your crazy talk to yourself around her. I'll make a note of it. Thank you. See you. We made it work. Somehow. It's a lot of pressure being under that much suspicion, huh? My heart was pounding the whole time. And that the Archangel Michael came to me in a vision stuff? Never expected you to go there. Why'd you tell him that anyway? Because I didn't think telling him I know the future and I need your help to change it would have gone over very well. Besides, those who yearn for redemption have a tendency to latch on to the spiritual. I thought taking advantage of that would work to our benefit. You know, I bet you'd make a pretty good con artist, Michael. Alright, sounds good. Have a good one. Take it easy. See you in another stream. You know, I bet you'd make a pretty good con artist, Mikkel. I did what I thought was necessary. I know. Besides, you have every intention of keeping your promise, don't you? Whether or not Mel can be saved is up to him. I will lend him my hand, though. Oh, you. You say it's all on him, but deep down, you know you're on his side. We're complete strangers to this Mel, but I can't bring myself to think of him that way. We just met today, but feels like reuniting with an old friend. He's the same old Mel. And you were actually there, part of his life, which I imagine makes the sentiment all the stronger. You don't feel the same way? I don't think of him as a total stranger, no. However, nothing. I was about to say something incredibly cynical, but I caught myself. What? It's nothing. Don't worry about it. If you say so. I was always the one with nothing to offer, powerless to be of anyone's help. So if anything's motivating me, it's not concern for the boy, but a desire to prove that someone like me can do something. Didn't take much arm twisting to get him to give us a room, so who knows? Maybe he'll come over to our side easier than either of us expect. Him giving us a room was not simply out of kindness. Keeping me nearby allows him to keep an eye on me. He doesn't trust me, but he also doesn't know enough about me to decide what to do yet. He needs time. Doing this gives him that time. If he decides keeping me around is not to his advantage, he'll act accordingly. Do you really think he'll do anything to hurt you? Mel's a kind boy and, well, to be frank, I don't think he has a spine for it. It's hard to say, but even if he doesn't, we still have the other two men to worry about. Nevertheless, his cooperation will undoubtedly be the easiest of the three to gain. We were fortunate to run into him first. What makes you say that? Did you ever have a chance to see the shadows trapped in the mansion? Shadows? I might have, but around the time Hayden Rhodes passed away, I wasn't really there anymore. I stopped thinking, stopped trying to make sense of the things inhabiting the house. I'd become merely another part of the cursed mansion. I was only able to converse with them after I'd reclaimed myself. I suppose, much like the rules differ between the realms of the living and the dead, so too do they differ for those who have lost their grip on reality. As I was searching for a way to get you out of the tower, I encountered and spoke with the three men's shadows. Of the three, Mel was the least threatening. Is that true? I mean, that's really up to interpretation. I mean, Mel was the trickiest of them, and then, like I said, the second guy maybe came across as intimidating or threatening, but he kind of just gave up easily. And then the third one was like, oh, please, you're collecting the keys, take me with you, and then faded away. Like, Oh well. Who am I to judge? I guess threatening auras in the eye of the beholder type deal. Of the three, Mel was the least threatening. He bears a great deal of regret. He yearns for someone to save him. I heard him muttering, this isn't what I wanted. He doesn't want to be involved in this. Someone else is holding the reins. My first guess would be the Lord, but regardless, they are not equals in this endeavor. If he wants out, then maybe he would have agreed to help if we told him we're here to save Morgana. Carelessly revealing our hand at this stage did not seem wise. It would have never gotten to this point if it were so easy to stop. So I guess our first task is to earn Mel's trust? Morgana's death is in 3 days. We have until then to get all 3 keys. It won't be easy. I mean, we weren't even present in this world until today. Exactly. We have no one to vouch for us. No one who even knows who we are. But we have knowledge. Quite a bit of it, in fact. We not only know what happens in this era, but you showed me their next lives as well. From that, we can deduce how they might behave, to whom they have ties. You're right, we do. We know things we should have no way of knowing. And we can use that knowledge to our advantage. Their various interpersonal relationships are where we can get our edge, I think. They each have the reasons for locking Morgana up, and if I'm right, they're doing it for other people. It's these powerful bonds driving them. Mel's driving force would be his sister, for instance. Are they mere bonds, or is it fate that ties them together? You're right. We should find and talk to his sister. Mel is more likely to act if it's coming from her than us. I agree. If his darling sister tells him to stop, he won't have any reason to continue his involvement. Knowing how the first tale ended makes me slightly uncertain. But for now, we can work under the assumption that he does genuinely care for her. What do you want to bet she's somewhere nearby? I mean, she will be. It was her death that sparked the chaos on the day of the Harvest Festival. Right. It was. No, you're exactly right. But what I was going to say is that people tend to keep those days they care most about close by. I don't know why I added the word day. Is that people tend to keep those they care about most about close by. Did I say they or day? I was like, days, huh? It would appear I have a bad tendency to focus too much on the facts. That was entirely unnecessary of me. Giselle did not need to be reminded of that. I'm sorry. Huh? What for? For being careless with my words. Inconsiderate. No need to apologize for the truth. Besides, you and consider are like oil and water. And today, you're the fire to my oil. We have 3 days to stop this tragedy. Let's get to work. Let's. We'll probably have more luck asking than just searching for her. If we can't find Mel, then none might know. Off we go. Off we go indeed. Alright, I'm gonna be honest, I am pretty tuckered and tired out. I should probably call it a night here. A solid 2 hours of reading. I'm already like, ooh, it's been a long day. It's one of those weeks for me. But I'm busy like every day. I did it to myself. It's one of those cases where like work, I left a lot of stuff. It's like we're approaching end of month. So I have like a lot of work I need to do, and it's like tiring. I'm just like, and then like and then what ends up happening? It's the transition of like, all right, lots of work, working a lot, and then my evening comes and I don't immediately want to like make myself dinner. So then I'm lazy, like clocking out, and then I slowly make myself food, and then by the time it's like 8:30, 9 o'clock, then I'm like, I need to stream, I need to play a game. And then I'm like tired, and I'm like, after like just 2 hours of reading. But I'd rather like call it a night and not read for like, or push for another hour, because then like, because I'm reading and everything, like if I'm reading while I'm tired, then I feel like the quality of the reading is worse. My understanding and my ability to remember what happens in the story and appreciate the story is less. So unfortunately, it's probably better if I don't push if I don't need to. So apologies, only for 2 hours. But I shouldn't miss Friday night for Fata Morgana. Fata Morgana. Fata Morgana Friday this week. So we'll be back to this in 3 more days. And then in theory there should be a stream tomorrow night. Just unsure of what it'll be. If I feel really adventurous, maybe we finish Mutazione just to knock it out. Or more likely we play like a little bit of Dench Deck and then kind of like brain off kind of like type game. We'll see. But thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to me read another section of Fata Morgana. It's always appreciated. Again, like I said, apologies. It's only 2 hours. And apologies for the missing Fata Morgana last Friday. So there was a longer break in between Fata Morgana streams, both live and the VODs on YouTube. A little bit of a break. In theory, though, I don't think it's the worst thing. It means that people have time to then kind of like catch up a bit if they're like behind on some VODs. I highly doubt there are people, well, maybe there's some people that like watch it right when they come out and then like power through me reading in like 2.5 or 3 hours, and then they're like, come on, TikTok, where's the next part? Maybe there's a chance there's something like that. Maybe. I don't know. However you enjoy these, and I hope you are enjoying these VODs and you're not hate watching. I've talked about it before. I like the idea that someone like hate watches the VODs. A new one comes out and they're like, they rub their hands together, they're like, fucking hell, this guy again is back on my suggested videos. No. I genuinely, truly, actually, genuinely hope that if you do spend any time watching any of my VODs, that you're having a good time along with me. Man, can't help but sound sentimental while this music is playing. I don't want to save screen. Alright, I'm gonna head out for the night. I am very, very tired. Have a good one. Back tomorrow night with something. Probably something small. Hopefully I make it through this week. Until tomorrow. Take it easy. Have a good night.